This week on the Ridgeway Review with Ithuriel starts right now.
With that being said, I will be blunt. I have asked Undersheriff Dino Raff for his departure from his office.
Undersheriff Dino Raff steps down as Undersheriff after over 2 years by request from Sheriff Daniel Reagan. RCTA announces Class 27 results with 34 applicants accepted. Ridgeway County updates with the Oakland residential subdivision getting overhauled, police mobile data terminals getting overhauled, and an addition of the new Palmer Plaza. The Matrix Gate organization releases another press release calling for Governor Matrix to resign. Secretary of State Jason Bornaxis on the Ridgeway Review tonight. And now live from the Palmer Times studio in Palmer Ridgeway, it's the Ridgeway Review hosted by Ithuriel.
Hello and welcome to Ridgeway Review on the Palmer Times. My name is Taken, and it's the only place where you can get live news in the state of Ridgeway. Let's get started. Breaking news tonight in Palmer. The Ebola virus has been identified at the Palmer International Airport and is currently spiraling out of control. President pro tempore of the Ridgeway State Senate, Timbo Walk, contracted the virus shortly after publicly claiming it was a hoax at the Palmer International Airport. Senator Timbo Walk is currently in critical condition as he was burned by a car that blew up at the airport. It is not known if he is expected to survive. In other news, on Sunday, March 17th, the Ridgeway County Transit Authority announced its 27th intake. This is the department's second intake since the return of Ridgeway. In this intake, 34 applicants were accepted into the Ridgeway County Transit Authority. Familiar faces returned, including former governor and the first director of the Ridgeway County Transit Authority, Lars Shotanic II. Former governor candidate, Secretary of State, and former Assistant Director Clown Hawks has also returned to the Ridgeway County Transit Authority. Lars Shotanic II was quickly accepted and promoted to the Deputy Director within the RCTA's current Director, RJ View. Director RJ View says his leadership has, and passion, greatly contributed to the success of the Transit Authority during his tenure. The department flourished under his new guidance. We look forward to introducing fresh ideas and collaborating to enhance the overall environment of the department. This major intake also comes as the Ridgeway County Transit Authority recovers from a low of less than 30 total personnel. With this intake in the last, Ridgeway County Transit Authority has recovered its numbers with the now 82 total personnel, and it's thriving as the most employed government agency in the state of Ridgeway. From here at the Ridgeway Review, we congratulate everyone who is accepted into the Ridgeway County Transit Authority. Wish you luck in the academy. Sunday night, the State Board of Elections announced that Sheriff Daniel Reagan was re-elected on the Ridgeway County Sheriff, with over 67% of the votes defeating his opponent that happened to be both be former senators, Block Watch CD and Battalion Gavin. On Monday night, Sheriff Daniel Reagan hosted a press conference announcing various plans and ideas for the Ridgeway County Transit Authority. However, one change, and that notably stuck out in this decision, was the request that Undersheriff Dino Raff to step down as Undersheriff. Sheriff Reagan says there is no bad blood between him and Dino Raff. Take a look at how it happened as it went down. With us now, we have Sheriff Daniel Reagan on the Ridgeway Review. Welcome to Ridgeway Review, Sheriff Reagan. We're glad to have you.
Thank you, I'm glad to be here.
Love to hear it. How are you feeling after re-election?
You know, I'm quite excited to get back to work. We've done good work from my first term to now, and I don't plan on slowing down anytime soon. The department's grown, but there's always some room to grow some more, so hell, it's simple. We're going back to work.
Right. Can you give us more insight into why you requested Undersheriff Dino Raff resign?
Of course. So, Undersheriff Dino Raff has served in the sheriff's office for around 3 years and was very beneficial towards the department. His His resignation was nothing personal, rather a decision to better the department. And by no means do I want to understate his service to the department. I mean, the amount of time he was under sheriff and very few identified him as a problem in the department is something respectable. Eventually, there comes a time when the demands of the position begin to grow, and sometimes the person holding the position cannot easily adapt to these requests. Sometimes a fresh face is needed to drive the position into a new place within the department. Like I said, I wish no ill on Under Sheriff Dino, nor do I think he was unable to do his job. It's just that developments in the department called for someone else who could be a more proactive rather than reactive to concerns in this department.
Right. Do you have any insight on why you brought shadow culture in as your undersheriff?
Certainly. Under Sheriff Shadow Culture and I have been connected in the past through our careers in the state. Like when I worked under him as a CID lieutenant, and then when I worked as a state trooper and I connected with him. We've had some opposing views on topics, while other views remain the same. I think he's obviously well known for being the sheriff in a time some years ago. Now I've taken the reins of the department, and I don't think a mix of old and new ever hurt anybody. And I think our ability to communicate with one another and mix ideas is something special that can only benefit the department. He's a great asset to bring aboard, and I'm glad to have him.
Hmm. Um, so, on Monday night, you had mentioned more support for corrections. What do you have in mind? I mean, Dave claimed that he was open to more support. So, what is the support provided by the sheriff?
Right. So with the developer support, we can make numerous opportunities arise for their corrections department. One of those simple abilities being that they get to be more hands-on in our prison system. Earlier this evening, I suggested the idea of a prison transport system. So just going in depth about that system, it entails having prisoners go to the holding cells where they're processed. For example, if I arrested someone at the state police barracks, they would teleport into the holding cells there at the police barracks. From there, a correctional officer would go to the barracks and transport said prisoner to the main site of corrections, which is the county prison. With that system, prisoners would also be able to escape with friends who disrupt correctional transport, and I just think that it adds to the game, which is something we all need. And simple ideas like that continue to grow and would benefit the department immensely.
Right. And following this added, developer support, I mean, would you go to the Senate and request an increase in your correctional services, like your budget?
I would. I think that with the updates and the ability for our corrections department to grow, I think it would only be beneficial if our budget increased and we provide more opportunities for the citizens who might not have a LETC certification.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Sheriff Regan. Uh, from here, or from us at the Palmer Review, uh, hope you have a good night.
Thank you. You guys too.
In other news, we have Ridgeway's latest update. On March 20th, 2023, Ridgeway's developer oversight released an update. This consisted of many bug fixes and major additions. First off, the Oakland residential area got a major addition, including new colors to houses, better and more realistic lighting, more trees, and their color of houses, as we stated before, have variation to them. Each Oakland house also comes with a Ridgeway flag hanging on the side porch of the house. New fences have nicely paved driveways were also added. The Oakland residential neighborhood is now starting to like the modern American suburban neighborhood. Meanwhile, law enforcement officers have a new toy to play with. The mobile data terminal was overhauled to allow officers to change their unit numbers on it, make notes of people be added, which would give the MDT even more use. The Palmer Plaza has been added and will eventually be home of many of our local Ridgeway businesses. Although it's not in use now, business owners will be able to own the suites within it. Spurhead Dudes confirmed that they will be fully functional and operational in the next update. Now, we have the Secretary of State, Jason Bourne Access, with us, give us more insight to things happening within the State Department, and of course, the new game-changing update for the private sector. Uh, Welcome to Ridgeway Review, Secretary of State Jason Bourne Access. It's nice to have you back on the Palmer Times after over a year. Last time you were on the Palmer Times, I wasn't even working here, and you were interviewed on Toxie's show. I believe we're having a little bit of technical difficulties with Secretary of State here. All right, well, while we wait for those technical difficulties to be resolved, to the 6 people watching this live, how are we all doing today? How are we all feeling? Defund the Palmer Times. Whoa, whoa. Let's be real here, triple or double A hater. That's not nice. Not nice at all. Um, Special shout out here to Mr. Sire Mazakian for becoming a co-pilot. Now that takes a lot of hard work and dedication. So we also have the Attorney General here in the chat, Mr. Techie. Well, I think we've got Mr. Jason Bornaxis on the line. I believe our technical issues have been resolved. Still got some technical difficulties going on here. I guess that's what happens, you know, when you gotta sit in a bunker the entire time because of this new plague going around. So guys, how do we feel about the whole Wexter situation, huh? How did that all strike us? Techie, you're not allowed to answer, pal. You can come watch the show in person, the Palmer Times, next to the Palmer Police Department. All right, we now have Secretary of State Jason Bourne Axis on the line. Well, it's nice to have you back, Secretary of State. Uh, you know, how are we doing today? Well, we've got some more technical difficulties going on. Man, we love this. I don't know, double A hater. We'll have to figure that out. Sleepy Jason. Oh no. Breaking news, the Attorney General claims that Secretary of State has Ebola. Whoa. Let's back that up with a source, pal. Well, it seems there are technical difficulties have been caused by Discord itself. Friends at Discord are refusing and silencing the media by not allowing our Secretary of State to talk. They've placed him in RTC, connecting. The Palmer Times does not back up any information. Whoa, man. Not cool. I'd like to see you back it up. Back that up with a fact, pal. Do not blame Discord. Jason does not know how to use Discord. Well, back that up with a fact, pal. Back it up with a source. You know, you Ridgeway liberals here claim you know everything, claim you know everything about the deep state. Do your homework on the Special Investigations Unit. Do your homework on Note Central. On the Trendlove case, on the Matrix OC case. Do your homework on the real deep state.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
There we go. How's it going, Mr. Secretary of State?
Good.
It's good to hear. Well, we've been here for quite some time, so, you know, let's just get straight into it here. Do you have any, you know, special ideas in store for the Department of State that you're willing to reveal to the public?
Yeah, so we're working with the Senate on two bills. It'll add a couple new offices, add a couple more business options for business owners to register. I've reviewed one of them. One of them are nonprofits because some people want them, so like we'll give them. We're also wanting to lower the 14-day crime-free limit to register business to 7 days. And we have a lot more. It'll be reviewed when the bill is submitted to the Senate. But yeah, that's special ideas for now.
So wait, let me get this straight. You're lowering the essential limit for a business owner to commit crimes from 14
No,
to 7?
wait, no. So basically, if you want to register a business right now, you have to be 14 days crime-free. But we're going to lower it to 7 days instead. Because business owners can do crime on their own without like representing their business. Like that's already been a thing long before. The thing is that they have to wait. They should, with this bill, one of the things is that they'll only need to wait 7 days instead of 14 days.
So, how does that benefit the community? Wouldn't it be better for it to be 14 days? That way, you know, you can ensure said individual hadn't committed crime for X amount of time.
Basically, I mean, the intention of it is that more businesses come and they'll be able to hire more people. Because we're like one of the additional things is we're adding more tools for us to be able to make sure that they don't turn their businesses into criminal enterprises. So we're already going to deal with the whole business, criminal enterprise issue already. This just allows for more businesses to be created more faster. Because the business is going to be created either way. The only difference is the time frame. It'll be quicker.
We've been assassinated in the Palmer Times here. You're gonna have to give us a minute here.
Okay.
All right. All right. Let's let's just continue on here. So can you tell us a little bit more about your government aid program with the governor?
Yeah, so this has been a thing that I've been wanting to do ever since my first term, when I originally won a second term, before the whole thing happened. we had about 50,000 to give out to business owners. Obviously, that didn't happen, but now the governor wanted to work with me on this, and so now we're providing financial aid for business owners. So if a business owner wants some money, they can just request it up to 10,000, and we'll provide it to them, so they can use it to help help benefit their business, do more things, buy more tools, stuff like that.
So, how does this affect my taxes? As a taxpayer, I want to know, where is the Department of State getting 10,000 shekels? How is this you know, how is this economically friendly?
Cause it comes out of our own pockets, not from we have donors who are also willing to give a lot of money to because it's all coming out of our own pockets. We're not getting it from anyone. We're not getting any loans, stuff like that. So it's kind of coming out of our own pockets to make sure that doesn't affect the population.
So you're telling me the Department of State and the governor's office are going to scrummage together $10,000 for any business who claims they need financial support?
Well, up to 10,000. Sometimes some business owners might want a bit less. But
Right.
yeah, up to 10,000. It's managed mostly by the governor's office, but we're also working with them to oversee the process and make sure everything is tr- streamlined.
So how would this, wouldn't this lead to more government conspiracies? I mean, you say you have government donors. I think of government donors as, people paying for, something else to be done. Think
Well,
back,
okay, yeah, okay, okay. It's not Matrix's donors. It's my donors. Those are two different things. Okay, Matrix, he has this whole thing going on, but the same people who funded my campaign, the money to be able to put out billboards, they are also business owners. So they want to help out other business owners by working with me, providing me their funding on top of my own funding that I have, in my Ridgeway bank account, 50,000, and use all that to. That's most of our funding. I don't know much about how the government office has their own funding, but I don't believe it is a government conspiracy, considering the guy's been indicted already. So I don't think he wants another one. So
right. So what happens when this money pot runs out? I mean, are you just going to sit there and money farm the entire time? Or are you going to tell these businesses that, hey, no more funding for the next month? I mean, let's look back to stimulus checks during COVID. I mean, Ridgeway is in the middle of a pandemic right now. So what's going to happen when we're supposed to socially distance and then these businesses get so reliant on the Department of State? What happens when this money pot runs out? What do you Are there fail safes to keep these businesses from crumbling when they need this crucial money and then it's taken away?
I mean, yeah, we have fail safes, obviously, but it will not run out. The money will never run out. Like, I don't think that there's only so few businesses who actually use the program at the moment.
But I
And I mean,
mean,
yeah, I mean, how am I supposed to word this? It's not gonna run out. All right. And then even if it's like, let's say emergency, like somehow it runs out, I am sure the Bank of Robloxia can provide us some funding.
but at the same time, you just said you wouldn't take loans. So, are you taking
Yeah,
loans
yeah,
or are you
we're
not
not gonna
taking
take loans. Yeah, we
loans?
will never take loans. We will do grants. Yeah, we'll take grants, of course. We're not gonna do any loans. Okay, we're not gonna pay these donors back. It's supposed to be used for business. We're not gonna give them profit for it. A program that's supposed to benefit business owners.
Right. You did mention the Bank of Robloxia, but we'll move on from this topic. So what does this program apply to? Are we talking small businesses, big businesses? You know,
Yeah, small businesses at the moment. I mean, yeah, it's aimed towards. I don't think the big businesses really need it. I think they have a lot of money on their own already. So it's mainly towards small businesses that just opened up their business. They need the money to get started, and we'll provide the funding, of course.
Can you name a couple of businesses that have, applied for this program?
At the moment, let me see. Got a couple of names I got so far. Some who have requested so far are some taxi businesses like Ridgeway County Taxi. We also have some gun dealer ones because they're going to be working with the Ridgeway State Police on getting a business, being able to get their arm dealer thing program. I'm not entirely sure if they have that start set up yet, but those are some of the requests we got so far. And of course, security businesses. There's security businesses. I see some are insurance companies. So those are the type of requests we've gotten so far in regards to what type of businesses are wanting these grants.
Hmm. And do you know anything about the Palmer Plaza? Like what can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so I mean, it was added abruptly. We didn't get any notice about it, but from what we figured out, it's not going to be. Originally, we thought that it was going to be like the housing system where you buy the rent, and you pay weekly to maintain it. Actually, the Department of State will manage it. Will be assigning businesses to their plots in the Palmer Plaza. We're still writing up, like how we're going to do that because we just found out like 6 hours ago that we are actually going to be the ones giving it, not developer oversight. But there will be a streamlined process. It's not going to be like a bidding process, like how the real estate companies do their things. But yeah, we're all any hopefully I mean it's a limited amount, so we're trying to figure out how to like choose correctly which businesses should be able to have it. It's not going to be like we're hoping that maybe instead of giving a business to keep it for a long period of time, it'll be a short period of time so that hopefully the goal eventually all businesses at least once have been able to use the Palmer Plaza to promote their business and benefit their business.
So what I'm understanding here is that businesses in the plaza aren't permanent. They're, you know, like on a contract.
No, not necessarily on a contract. I mean, we're still figuring things out, of course, but I don't want businesses to be there for permanently, because we want to like cycle it out. Like, let's say maybe bi-weekly or weekly, that every 2 weeks or every week we'll have new businesses using the Palmer Plaza to promote their business, to provide services to whatever the business is providing. So we're not trying to have permanent or long period of time. We're trying to have a short period of time so every business owner eventually can be able to use it at least once.
What's a rough estimate on like how long these businesses can be in the plaza?
We're thinking mainly to buy 2 weeks, every 2 weeks instead of weekly. But if it's seen that so many businesses at once they request a plot in the Palmer Plaza, we will in that case we're going to have to do it weekly so that we can give every business a chance to use it. Because I mean, at the moment, there needs to, like we have a lot of businesses, so we need to be able to have every business use it, so they can benefit the business. So probably
Right.
weekly, but if not, if the demand is less, then it will be every 2 weeks.
All right. Well, thank you, Secretary of State Jason Bornaxis. Appreciate it a lot. Thank you for coming on the Palmer Times. You have a good evening.
You too.
Now we have a new release from the anonymous Matrix Gate organization. On the 20th, Senator Japan 2 was promoted to the rank of captain as second in command of the Military Department Staff Unit in the Ridgeway National Guard. Former Major General Bo Bazinga was even confused when he saw Japan was promoted like this. Governor Matrix also allegedly removed speaking abilities and updated the roles of various individuals so they weren't able to use the chats or the changes that were made. The Matrix Gate organization claims that Senator Japan 2's has sold her soul to the Matrix administration. Various politicians and government officials still call for Governor Matrix to resign. Yesterday, March 20th, the Palmer Times released an indicted governor. If you want to learn more about Matrix Criminal's case, we just suggest that when this broadcast is over, you go watch 30 Minutes, An Indicted Governor. Also, for the last bit of news tonight, you should all begin to drive slower. In the update yesterday night, the radius of radars was also increased, meaning police cars can catch you speeding, and you won't even realize until it's too late. Stay safe and drive safe. Now, finally tonight, we have the Palmer Times Business of the Week. Business of the Week this week for the Palmer Times is Tom's Takeout. Tom's Takeout is a developer's oversight supported business within the state of Ridgeway. Tom's Takeout was founded by RSP trooper Tom Zoo. They just came back from an almost 2-year hiatus and they need your help to get back on track. You can help them out by joining their Discord server linked in hashtag all content in the Palmer Times Discord server, or business updates in the Ridgeway Discord server. Well, everyone, that is all for tonight's Ridgeway review. Thank you all for watching, and don't forget to go watch 30 Minutes, An Indicted Governor. Have a good night.